And we are live. It
Good
has
morning.
been a while.
It's been some time. Impilo isbambile. Impilo boys, how you doing?
Well, thanks for yourself, man. This weekend, legit, there's a lot to look forward to.
Hey, we went into this weekend with me, because yesterday we went to Pagania. I was a bit sad. Kesh
Yeah.
and the boys pulled it off for us. So today is another big day, not just rugby wise, the soccer's crazy today as
Please.
well. So it's just a big weekend. Scala Elis, Bavusa Elis, Ngena Ngevosho.
You know, and I was all set and ready, and I'm thinking to myself, yo, where am I going to watch the rugby final? And I want to hear from you. Where are you going to be watching the final?
You see, Busi, now you're gonna get me into trouble now because I promised five people who are gonna come watch it at them and they're all at fan parks now. But I don't
Yeah.
know, hey, I don't know. It depends how much I get done today. And
Yeah.
what if I'm tired, I'm gonna watch it alone. If not, Angas, but I'm definitely going to a fan park. So just know with the four people will be mad at me after Vandag, but I've made it to a point, but you know what, I want the gears, I want the vibe, man. And speaking about that, it's really crazy how South Africa's united, man. It feels good, man. Moham is threatening. It's Black Friday. People hugging each other. You know, Elizabeth, now. You know, it's just an
Yo.
amazing time to be alive, man. And I just wanted to be like this even after the Rugby World Cup. You know, Masugala from Amapopo, we get into the Proteas because the guys are fighting here. I know we gave them a funny nickname, called them the Chokers, even though they
Yeah.
lose against the Netherlands. But you know they're doing well, so we must take all this movement, all the the Protea Friday, Protea Fire, Yonking, and just join them because semis are looking brighter than the HL's future.
You said it yourself and you put it so well. And I just wanted to touch on the topic that you said, that the fact that the Springboks are uniting the country. I mean, when you go to social media, you see all these crazy memes, you know.
I will
Yeah.
Elizabeth, you know, and it's amazing, man.
And
It's amazing, man.
the one that actually got me the most was when we were versing England, and then they've got a picture of Nelson Mandela and the picture of Queen Elizabeth, and then they were like, "We'll see who's the stronger
Strong as
ancestor."
an ancestor. Yeah, no man never
That,
Sebenzile because it was first the cricket in the afternoon, then he
yo,
forgot two in the evening via rugby as well. So yeah, I saw it. I think Mo Flavor shared it, and I just cracked you, and I just cracked. So yeah,
yeah.
but my diva pulled through, man. It's just that the rand must also pick up.
Ish.
Hey, my savings on the rand because that's a problem.
It is a problem. But speaking of the rugby, I mean, if you guys didn't know, it's actually taking place at 9 o'clock tonight. And I just wanted to quickly go through your thoughts and feels about the game that's going to be coming up soon. I mean, who do you think is going to, obviously, you want South Africa to win, but when you realistically look at it, who do you think has a better chance of winning the final?
Ufuna bangixoshe la. You want them to kick me out of this country. No, but let's be honest, man. I've went around before the World Cup. Everyone knows we played New Zealand, and I think it was the Qatar Cup, something like that, Qatar Airways Cup,
Yeah,
and we beat them. You know, and everyone's like, no, we've beat them. We've just beat New Zealand recently. It's Ngabashaya. I'm like, no. They beat us 2 weeks prior that in what matters in a championship match, and
yeah,
psychologically, New Zealand has this voodoo over us kuti abasabi. Nasi
yeah.
yazi ukuthi abasabi. And on a
That
good
that's
day, New Zealand, it's not Australia. It's New Zealand's not going through a phase like Australia is, you know.
really is.
So
Yes.
New Zealand is very dangerous, and like not like the recent final, but the one before. It's always the boot is going to be very crucial. Three
Yeah.
points, or you're risking you try like going to touch. Go do try your tested malls that have been working, haven't been working recently. What do you do? So 3 points, the kicking is going to have to be vital.
Big.
They didn't lie last year and they said Mapimba was the first South African to score a try in the final because even I remember '07 Persimmon Montgomery played a solid
Please.
game. So Andre Pollard needs to be on his game too, obviously. So what I say
Yeah.
is I want us to win. Yo, must not win.
Yeah.
Yo, you sister Bettina Lime it's gonna be crazy, you know. And but if we can do it back to back, I think the hope, like I said, I touched on earlier, the hope that this tournament has brought, and you know, the love, and you know, we uniting over something, and we don't care about the news, man. That's not you know, and
Yeah.
the politics and stuff, you know. So it's gonna be a big milestone. And I hope it just carries on into the other fields as well. And hopefully one day, I'm not going to fight today. That's why I'm going to put it in now. One day we can also speak highly of Safa, and I wonder if he just cuts up
Yeah,
our banner,
definitely.
because sport is big in South Africa and it unites a lot. So I want Mzansi to win. Trust me, Ila.
My biggest concern is with the two previous games that we had, we've been winning with 1 point, 1 point.
Yeah.
And
Huh?
and
Sorry.
I fear that if we get a New Zealand that's on point, we won't be as lucky, you know.
Exactly, because like I said, the boot is going to be very crucial from us, and our decision making is going to be very has to be on the point, because New Zealand, we might go and think, good, yeah, we're going to take 3 points the whole time. New Zealand's
Yeah,
quick. New Zealand's very, very innovative. New Zealand is dynamic. We are dynamic, so are they. So they might outrun us. We might have prepared for this country. They play like that. But luckily, that's why we have such great minds in the technical team, from Rasi to Jock to Sticks, and the leadership pact as well, not just Sia. So I back the boys really hard, man. They say stronger
yeah,
together, but
yeah,
it's going to be a tough game, man. It's going to be a very, very interesting game. We thought
yes,
last week and the week prior were a bit shaky, and I'm
yeah,
telling you, it's one for the books as well. Like, it's who wouldn't want to see an all black Springbok final. If you look at the World Cup rugby top try scorers, we have
yeah.
Jono and we have Brian Abena, and like, that is how
That
crazy this is.
crazy is. So you were speaking of Rusty and the technical team, and I just wanted you to shed some light with us in terms of the formation and the type of tactics that he's brought into the game. I mean, world rugby is in a frenzy right now. It's like everything that the South Africans do, they're against.
Yeah, man, I can't really say DNA in a sense, but if you look at how certain rugby teams used to play in back in the days, like for instance, I remember when I grew up, the Blue Bulls were very physical. you
Yeah,
know. Then the Blue Bulls now play the quickest brand of rugby in South Africa. Am I making
yeah,
sense? And this
yeah,
is my opinion. That's how I see it.
yeah,
So DNA and rugby's always been played a certain way, but
yeah,
Rasi is like okay, Malum Kuket will say Smanje Manje rap. So this is Smanje Manje rugby, and it's going in a new direction. It's going in a new direction, and
yeah,
it's good to have us, spearheading that, because Europe always thinks because they started Zonke Lizinto, they should be the best. And you remember that Bongi incident during the week, Abu
big,
and Pharaoh get away
yes,
with everything, it's just whenever we play, teams from that side, they always want to. So I'm glad we are spearheading this, and it's Manji Manji rugby, man. Like, I have to refer to Cool Cat. That's the best I can give
yeah,
it to you. It's exciting. It's exciting. It's normal. The orthodox. It's normal the orthodox. Way of playing. Like, even football is changing now. Like, look at how
very
Pirates is
true.
playing. Pirates is playing a different type of football. Arsenal 3-4 seasons ago, no one was even rating them. Look how they're playing. Man City evolutionized football. Look at Sundowns as well. Look what we're
Yeah,
seeing in the African Super League. So there's just so much.
yeah,
Japan rugby a couple of years ago, where was it? But without the belief, and without the heart to try new things, we're gonna
yeah.
stay in the same spot. So it's like I said, we spearheading something phenomenal. And when I have kids one day, I'll be like, hey, le rugby ni bona manje. It started
Yeah,
when I was, heavy into the rugby scenery, loving it, following it heavy, and it's something moving forward. And obviously, it's becoming more and more safer, because I could even tell you stories how people that want us playing rugby, or if you look at you saying like rugby, because of the stigma of the injuries and all that. But like I said, rugby is becoming
yeah,
safer with the rules changing. Even the way we play, we mustn't wait for IRB to come and say RB and come and say, listen, you must play
yeah.
like, no, you make up your own stuff, and that's what Rassi is doing. Right? And Rassi has got the whole world guys. Everyone is watching Rassi. Everyone. I'm suspend. Stuff like that. Every
Yeah.
every single comment of his, so, and that's good. It's beautiful pressure. That's what I feel.
I just love the fact that he's always behind his boys. I mean, yesterday he did an amazing gesture on Twitter. he changed his header and he put a picture of Ubongi, so to show that he is with his boys 110%. And now the rugby nation is just, how can he do that? Type of thing. But all South Africans are following suit on Twitter, I see.
Sorry?
I said all South Africans are following suit, putting pictures, their headers, they're changing
Ah,
their headers.
I saw
of
Robert
the
Marawa do it. The minute I saw Robert
Yes.
do it, like because he's a king in sports, like sports
Yeah.
broadcast, everything. The minute I saw him do it, Angonile would die. It's going on, man. Everyone's profile pictures go WhatsApp. I can show you my WhatsApp. Alles is sprong. Statuses, ons is kampioen, ons gaan wen, ons het hierdie, ons gaan ver sterkte boys geluk, Ziakala,
Yeah.
Elizabeth Bakona, I looked at it, I've been Kuzumunye manje, half past 5, it's in Police Kula box. I was like, no, bro, relax, you're not gonna see that. So it's just a crazy frenzy, man.
Yeah, but I'd just also like to urge the South African fans, to also keep safe.
It's to be
Just keep in
safe.
mind,
We must be safe.
yes, yes, just keep in mind that you guys will be in a public space, enjoy yourself and be responsible. And most importantly, be respectful to one another, regardless of the results, guys.
Yeah, man, and that's actually a beautiful thing you're touching because I remember, Moya Stadium, like if you're on the receiving side of, a hammering, the fans, Sesiatelela and stuff, there's good banter. You also see it on social media and like, when you're going to get arrested. There's that good banter and stuff. And because it's a late game, so people are going to get there, club. So, like you said, be safety, don't drink and drive. We want to enjoy it with everyone. And let's love each other and let's make memories and let's have another World Cup behind our names and let the guys go through South Africa on the bus and make us happy again. And, it's like I said, it's brought so much good, man. Normally, you always hear the bad about us, man. And, and it's very tough for, I want to talk about really because it's been here all day, but for us that are up and coming, it's just not like so the rugby and the sports for me, because from a very young age, that's what it's kept me in almost in shape, keep me in the same head or in a good mind space with the sports. That's why I'll always be an advocate of sport and say, you know what, let's be safe, but let's enjoy it to the max.
Yeah, couldn't have put it better myself. But there's one thing that we actually didn't touch on before we actually move on.
Okay.
I just wanted you to more or less explain the formation that people are up in arms with in regards to South Africa and how they play.
Oh, this formation. So, I'm gonna put it as basic as possible. Now, so
Yeah.
before even went to World Cup, we had like a 6-2 split. Like we had
Okay.
6 forwards
Yeah.
and 2 backline. Like
Super clear.
Mind you, it's 7-1. It's tried and tested, and people are not talking about it anymore. But obviously, we're looking at the New Zealand team. They're like, but why do we not have more backline players and stuff like that?
Yeah.
One thing I can say about Manji Rugby and something about the Springboks at the moment is every player can play more than 1 or 2 positions, some at 3. Again, the game against Romania, we had 4 scrum halves on the field. You know? There was a scrum half playing wing, there was a scrum half scrumming, there was a scrum half, I think, at fully as well. So I'm just saying, we have players that play anywhere, like a person like Parker Smith. He's classified as a backline, but he's a forward and a backline. He used to play sevens. That man is quick. He's strong. He plays eighth man. And when people think about eighth man, they think of PSPs. They think of Dwayne Vermeulen. But look at what the Red Kwagga does. If you look at the Ox, look how great the Ox is, man. Look at Trevor. We have such dynamic players. Cheslin. I remember when Mani wasn't doing well, Cheslin would come and kick, making sense. Faf comes and kicks as well, So Cheslin, there's so much talent and there's so much going on in that team that this formation can always be tweaked here and there. It's not like going into a match with 3 goalkeepers and 4 defenders only, knowing what this guy can only header the ball out and kick it out. I'm not attacker, it's like having a Dion Hotway, for instance.
Yeah.
You have him, if he's there, I can have a guy on the wing, I can have a guy he can try attack, I have a guy who can defend. That's what the Springboks are at the moment. That's why I'm not very worried about the 7-1 split. It's tried and tested. But like I said,
Yeah.
today's going to be a big game.
And before we wrap it up, I need you to give us your final score prediction. Keep in mind, viewers at home, do not ningahambi in your becha with this prediction. It's a
Hey, why ban? They're gonna go ban them. They're gonna go ban them.
yo.
Okay, my prediction. Then my prediction is gonna be very tight. There,
Yeah.
mine. It's gonna be like a 18-13. That's where I am. That's where I am.
Are you
18,
so
13 for a box. That's where I am. Because points are going to be conceded. This is New Zealand, And
yeah,
I think they'll put a try in,
yeah.
even though we defend hard, but I say the gap 13, sorry, or if not that, there will be like a 5-point margin. That's how I see it.
My biggest concern
Sorry?
is that I said that my biggest concern going into the game is that we always want to start off on the back foot, which if you face a team like New Zealand, I don't. For me, it's a concern. But I believe that we do have the willpower to come back. I mean, we've showed it against England. But New Zealand is a whole nother ball game, guys.
Coming back from 2-0 is not easy, but the thing is not. I don't think it's necessarily they start on the back foot. It's like, I promise you, start like this, make a mistake, New Zealand capitalizes. You see, that's I remember it's like when two teams who know each other well start a game off. The first 8 minutes to 10 minutes, it's tata. Hey, it's a very we still feel each other out. Then I think that's where, because if you do this, you make one mistake, New Zealand's on you. Push up too far, break the line, small things, it's on. So I don't think they go thing. And if you look at the past two games, it was France and England as well. So, and it was knockout plays. So
yeah,
we were very disciplined, but in the group poll, you saw how loose we were playing. I think you saw how we played against Romania. A lot of people are like, no, we didn't play beautiful rugby. That's where we were trying skills, that's where we were trying combinations, that's where we were trying different types of things that we might even pull up today.
Yeah. So I've actually got a comment here from Kagiso, and he says that it's going to be 26-13 to New Zealand.
Sure. This scoreboard that looks very, it looks very familiar. It looks very familiar. But obviously, I'm not going to say I was big up, but I said 5-point gap. But I don't think our defense will give it up that much. I don't think so. They know Guti. They have a huge sense of national responsibility. Those people haven't got Sigelili here. So yeah.
True.
Okay, Kafiso, please, if that's the squad, I shout out a big one, because it can happen, If you heard me from the beginning, you heard me, but I'm like, you know what? 18-13, a 5-point different margin, 5-point margin for us. Let me be optimistic. I must be a very positive person.
That's correct. And we mustn't forget about the England versus Argentina matchup that took place.
I watched it yesterday, man. It reminded me of the Fiji game, because like no one wanted England to win. I'm not gonna lie. When Sanchez could have leveled it, man, that was for me the beginning of the end. And I just feel that they were so close but yet so far. And like I said in the Fiji game, they just weren't disciplined enough at the crucial stages, and they didn't want it enough. That's what I'm saying, because we all supported Argentina, because like I was telling a friend and a colleague of mine, I was like, we got to watch the growth of Argentinian rugby, from Vodacom Cups, from the Jaguares to Argentina 15, all of them playing in South Africa, playing against our franchises, watching them come up, like we played with them against, we played with them in Super Rugby, they once went to the finals with the Crusaders, I think in 2019, so we've been watching the upcoming of Argentinian rugby, and we were supporting it because no one wants England to win, but they beat themselves, if I want to say it.
Yeah, that's true. And speaking of England, actually, I want to dive straight into the Premier League and the games that's going to be happening in terms of football, or some of you guys call it soccer. A big game to look forward to.
Some of us. Now you call it soccer, don't come in again.
No, I'm just trying to accommodate for everyone because there's this
All
debate
right.
that's going on and that it's football and some people say, yeah, it's soccer. So
Then
yeah,
obviously America comes in and says, no, a football is about touchdowns and stuff, so it's all good.
yeah, so we just need to accommodate for everyone here at Internet Strangers. But the big game that I want us to look at is the Chelsea versus Brentford game that's taking place at 1:30 today.
Chelsea almost beat Arsenal win. Who?
I was waiting for you to say something.
Yo, yo. But hey, yeah, no, Chelsea versus Brentford. Chelsea's picked up, man. Chelsea's picked up. It's for me at this stage. I see it as a one-way street. I see it
Yeah,
as a three-point collection for Chelsea. Looking at
yeah,
don't look at how they played against Arsenal and how they gave the game away in a sense.
yeah,
Look at it how much has improved. Like the players that were brought in and the players that have been highlighted from the start of the season. Are
yeah,
finding their feet. They're finding the back of the net.
yeah.
And it's almost it's 5 to December, much. You know what happens when you come back in Jan. So it's going to be crazy to see how Chelsea's going to come back. But like I
Yeah.
said, today should be an easy 3 for Chelsea. Unless, what do you think about this game? Because you might say, Guti, I don't like the London Bridge.
No, so like I said, I mean, Chelsea is showing a great potential so far. It's just that my issue with Chelsea is the lack of finishing or thereof. I don't have anything against Jackson. To be honest with you, I actually see him more as a winger than a striker, but that's a topic for another
Why?
day.
30
It's
seconds.
just,
Why?
He's finishing. Okay, if he could work on his finishing, he could be not a complete striker in a sense, but he could be a poacher striker. He needs to focus on his finish. He can run, he can dribble, and he can create opportunities. That's why, in my opinion, I'd say he would make a perfect winger, or not even a winger if he plays behind a striker. So we've got something called a
Can.
trequartista.
Who?
Yeah, yeah,
What did you say?
a trequartista.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a creative midfield, like you said, a cam. It's just a fancier word for it. So I can see him play behind the striker, but I'd love to see him play as a winger. And then Chelsea must go into the markets. If Basasena Imali, but saying a striker, I don't know why they didn't go for Vlahovic. It doesn't make sense to me.
And speaking about a striker, man, that man is on a roll at what should we call this? At Roma.
Which gentleman is this?
Mr. Lukaku.
To Lukaku got to Italy, basically.
So yeah. And didn't Chelsea have Lukaku?
They did have Lukaku.
That's why I'm like, you the one thing that guy scoring fun. But a lot of people say the Italian league is not the same. But I'm just saying, you want Chelsea going to the market. If they go into the market, they're gonna have to try fit the new guys in as well. And it's either because the trade they're gonna come in when the train is moving. And
Yeah.
Chelsea's getting hot. Like I said, I'm giving them 3 points now, Clutch. I hope I'm
Yeah.
wrong. I'm giving them 3 points. So I don't think they must go in the market. They must just place top four, next season.
Yeah.
Be patient. Because manje they're gonna go Moshimal. Hey, I'm fifth Chelsea. They're gonna come by Moshimal again, and that's a problem.
But you know what's the weird thing is that, in my opinion, by watching the Italian league, I think it's the most difficult league to score in.
Why?
Dude, no, the defense there is on point.
Dude, I will all share away by Zenzela, dude. That's why they keep coming back to the Italian league. Like,
No,
think
but then,
about it.
no, I understand, but for me, when I watch Italian football, I say to myself, okay, but Petama central defensive midfielders and Nama defender now hard head.
Yes.
So to try and penetrate that and actually create opportunities and score. That's why I find it very odd that. But Mkumbulu Lukaku, for back in the days when he was playing in Everton, I mean, he was banging in the goals.
Yeah,
So
no,
I don't know if he confidence figure England because of the things that have been said about him, especially after his run at Man United. That just kicked him to the.
Can I quickly, you'll continue just now, but Man United, Lukaku's phase in Man United is got so many, man. Di Maria was there, your Victor Valdez was there. There was the time when Man United Well, baby Humble was going through a stage, man. It was going through a teenage stage. It was just very wild, you know. So even Jose couldn't come and fix the boat there, you know. So
Yeah.
that one was defending, you know. It's not his fault, man.
Yeah. And he's through to Chelsea. Oh, but we batting because
You know,
that Geja, like he was missing crazy opportunities. And the thing is that Lukaku can put himself in great positions. That is one thing that I will not take from the guy.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the English voodoo, man. I don't know because I wanted to come to try defending, but I couldn't.
Yeah,
Maybe it is, but I'm just glad he's doing well internationally. I'm glad he's doing well in Italy as well,
yeah.
and I just keep raising the bar because like I always say, the underrated people are the best in the world. You know, like no one rated Giroud. You know, like from his Arsenal days, I was always like, there's something special there. And I was like, no, Giroud's overrated, but now he's one of the best strikers in the world.
But to be honest with you, even till this day, he doesn't get the praise that he deserves.
But I don't think it doesn't bother him, eh? Because he knows his class. He knows his
Yeah.
class. He knows his class.
And
Oh,
I want to jump quickly to your team because hey, last week,
the pride of Ivory.
yeah.
The only team to be invisible. Oh, invincible.
But,
Was on Cage.
but Tottenham is
Yes.
also going on an unbeaten streak. So how ironic would it be if Tottenham would actually win the league and also be the Invincibles? Like I'm sure that will send you guys over the edge, like the cliff.
I love your optimism. I love your optimism. But shout out to the two teams in England that haven't lost a game this season.
Yeah,
They're playing amazing football.
yeah,
And for Tottenham, actually, it's actually a bit better, man. It's actually more special. The cherry on top's a bit sweeter because when Kane left, they were like, "Yo, it's going down," and Tottenham will never be the same and stuff like that. But to do that with the pillar gone, you know, because that man was the pillar of Tottenham. But I fuck up 5 goals, you lose a 5-1. Who's gonna score the
no,
goal? You know, and when that guy left, there was so much talk about Tottenham not being able to. Sorry, there was so much talks about Tottenham going down, and really they were an
yeah.
average team. They're gonna go below average and all of that. And you know, the guys were speaking like that the most for Manu, and Tottenham's doing 10 times better than Manu. I must just say, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying, yeah, Tottenham. My friends will Tottenham, but I don't think they
yeah,
will be guys. If they won, but they would be invincible. No. You can't have your bread buttered on both sides. You know,
yeah.
you can't. It's either it's a red card or it's a penalty, or you can't double punish. You can't.
Are you gonna?
You can't do
And
that.
how do you fancy you guys' chance against Sheffield United today?
Very
For me,
tricky.
you don't think it's gonna be maybe 2-1? I see a 2-1.
Pirates and Arsenal have the same symptoms. They have the same symptoms, like BMT for the big teams there.
Yeah,
But respectively, when it comes to there's no small team, but we can come out with 1-1. Like I
yeah,
remember last season, like the points that we lost were against Abu Halagasha. It was supposed to be easy 3 points,
easy. Yeah,
towards the end of the season. Like I think I was telling you, yeah, Pirates. If you had to put Pirates in Maritzburg, Pirates ne Amazon, like PLK is all. But Sneaky Super
yeah.
Sport will give us a big team, Sneaky Chiefs, you'll see what we're going to do to them,
Good, yeah.
stuff like that. So, easy game. And a lot of Sheffield United's got a lot of ammunition because Arsenal's playing too much football.
Yeah, I was
So
actually
much
checking the
video
schedule.
analysis. There's a lot. So that's what I'm saying. A team, a so-called bigger team, it's a more fun game because half your squad was on international break now, they were scoring for their countries. You play in Europe this week, it's more. It's not the fact that we've had 3 extra weeks to train or something. I'm not saying they had three, but I'm just saying in a sense.
Yeah. So the final score you said is
Through one,
3-1 to
the
Arsenal.
Gunners, three
Yeah,
one to
by
the
my
Gunners.
back again. By my back. I'm just happy that my team is finally taking shape. Good nini.
You guys are majestic. You guys put majestic five, huh?
Ish, I'm happy. I'm just like the two issues that we touched on of the two previous seasons as well with the midfield. I'm just glad that kancane we're sorting it out. Even the defense is
Bayapela.
taking shape. Like
True.
and it's just that thing of having confidence in your coach and knowing what he's doing. I mean, half of the fan base last season were like, I think it's time for Klopp to go. He's run his course. And sports in general is about evolving and changing tactics. And I'm glad to see the likes of Klopp and even our Springbok coach implementing those changes and
That's
being
manje
open
manje.
minded. Yeah, open minded enough to try new things out. My biggest concern is Pep. Kwenzakalani ngoPep?
You know what? Thank you that you said that, bro. Because look at Pep, look at Rulani, look at all these Klopp. Look at Mourinho. Like just a couple of weeks ago, there were talks of no AS Roma's looking into the market because
Yeah,
Agawini, who's this? Jose, sorry.
Jose.
He's not winning much and stuff, but don't forget he gave them their first European championship in how long? Number two,
Yeah,
he put them in the Europa final the next season. The people are
yeah.
tired, man. Like if you look at Man City's been doing back to back, back to back to back.
Back to back.
Sundowns has been doing the same. Pirates and Allies playing too many competitions as well. And what I'm scared for is I remember Ronani came out and he spoke about international break. How do players come back and do that? What. Not picking sides, but I'm also saying is are we going to get a similar situation in South Africa where ASL stuff like that, the
Yeah.
Black Label Cup gives man of the match 100K, like whoa,
Okay.
stuff like that. So is there going to come a time where Hugo tries calling up players and be like, nah, it's fine. The money, the money that you guys give us, it's like short, the number one, it's like 80, and all the share the money that you give
Yeah. Yeah.
us, I can make in literally that tournament times four. So are we going to get to a stage where we have a lot of guys retiring from international cricket, I mean soccer, to
Yeah.
pursue like that's what T20 has done to international cricket. So is
Yeah.
that what's going to happen? Because even in Europe, there's so much football going on. Like
They there
the
is and
Nations League stuff like that. Like I find the Nations League totally not fine. It's too much.
and
It's too much football.
and it is. And my biggest fear now is that when we head towards January now, we're gonna have the AFCON. And my main concern is for the players that play overseas that are Africans. And not just that, at the end of the season as well, some players, the players from South America will have at least like 1 week break before they actually go to the Copa America. It's just crazy. And then you have the Euro and then you have the Asian Cup. Like, when does it stop? I don't think that these federations or these boards per se and these competitions are thinking of the players and the injuries. And this is why we have an increase of ACL injuries, you know?
Hey, sorry about that. Hey, the injury is a thing, but the thing is, sports is big money, because look at your broadcasting rights, the more
Yeah,
games there are, the more money that's coming in, and that's basically it. But now, international football used to be special, man. Like
yeah,
I've been saying this for a long time, but now you get Abu Nations League, Abu Chen. I'm like, whoa,
Champions.
man, man. Hey, no, wait, stuff like that. And I'm not bashing the tournaments. I'm like, no, it's just too much, bro. It's just too much. And people are internationals for 3 months,
Yeah,
People must be international sharp. Countries must evolve, and new squads must come up, but national teams are changing too much now, and wonke umuntu nje, there's one cap wonders now. There's a lot going on, and maybe that's the new style of football. I don't know, but there's too much international football for my liking, and I'm scared that and it's not as fun as club
yeah,
football because obviously if they put an international match, la, and put a Champions League match, la, we know who's
yeah.
winning what.
But keep in mind that now the structure of the Champions League, as from next season, is changing now. They're going to be using the Robin method. So basically, what's going to happen is they're grouping all of the teams into one group and they're adding an extra four.
Yeah, what can we say? There's nothing we can say. We can talk here for days, man. We can go blue.
Yeah, and in the World Cup, apparently they're also adding four more slots as well for the World Cup.
Is
So
Africa
like
getting an extra one?
that's a debate because people are saying that if Africa's not getting an extra one, then what's the point?
You want us to get into politics now? Me, I hadn't asked that question because man. But the thing is, before I know this is sports channel and stuff, but I just want to say,
Yeah,
if we want to be respected as African, as a continent in the sports, in the soccer, in the soccer frame of things, like how is we must just eliminate these things with if Busi FC goes and plays in Africa, in
yeah,
North, something like that, you guys get
yeah.
treated bad, like I still say Senzo and then we laser and then they come here, we treat them nicely. This is everywhere in the football, whatever. So obviously when that's why Bangas already into it to somebody not like
It's left. Yeah,
so
and I
if we
think
can
it's up.
fix, sorry, like
No, no, no,
ASL's in the
Karen.
right move, ASL is in the right move, AFCON's
Yeah.
getting a lot more sponsors, so we might be moving in the right direction. But not, we must also just fix it, man. Like, you cannot say we're playing international game more figure. It's carpet grass, bro.
It's
Stuff like
shocking,
that.
actually.
Am I making
It's
sense?
it actually boggles me because there is investment that has been put into the game of of soccer, and it's the topic that we always go into, the mishandle and the misuse of funds to not better our infrastructure.
Yeah, man, but that's why I said hopefully one day we can also
Yeah,
come to a place where we are proud of Safa and like Bafana in the semis of the World Cup, So it's coming, man.
yeah.
Like I said, I'm not fighting today. I'm trying to
I
I'm in a good mood. We're playing in the final, I'm in a good mood, so I'm not fighting today.
I hope it remains like that until tomorrow. But speaking of football in Africa, I just wanted us to focus on South Africa and the incident that happened with Bernard Parker. Yeah, we need to talk about it, the elephant in the room. I know I'm not starting problems. I just want to get your guys' thoughts and feels. The viewers at home as well, they also can comment and I'll read out their comments and I can agree or disagree. Let's just have a conversation about it because I think it needs to be discussed.
I'm gonna say something for 30 minutes, nah? But before
Yeah,
I'm still caught on before going, so caught on that Newcastle and Wolves.
yeah,
Newcastle didn't have a good one. I think they played Dortmund in the week now.
yeah, and they
They
lost.
played one yellow, one no. So I hope they
Yeah,
beat this yellow today. It just caught my eye now. I'm like, hey, this whole thing, yeah, baby, it's Uzumu and what happened, it's very unfortunate. The whole speedy recovery, number one. Number two is everyone is everywhere, man. And the thing is, everyone's become a journalist, man. And everyone is sometimes people we speak without um, consideration, which is kulma
yeah,
kuphela because we have the right to. So everyone's like statement, statement, statement. Sharp. Boom. We don't know if Zumu's been to go see Parker. We don't
yeah.
know if a WhatsApp's been sent. We don't know if these guys are hugging just because it's not in the media. And we live in such a world where everything must be in the media. For something like this, it could have been. What if they sorted it behind closed doors and stuff like
Closed
that?
doors.
But we want statements. We want statements. Boom, they release a statement. Now the poor PR team's in trouble because us, the fans, again, are like, yeah, no, there's a lack of sympathy. Why isn't there, So I'm just like, we don't know. Nazi, sometimes we are quick to be here. So
Nah,
that's why where I am. And it's been said, I'm not taking no sides, but I don't
yeah.
think people walk onto the field to,
Maliciously hurt someone.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's why I haven't spoken much about it because it's like that, man. Like, yeah, that's my 30 seconds. When you
Um, No, like you raised a very good point in saying that no one goes onto the field to maliciously hurt someone or intend to end their career the way that happened. And the point that you also raised, that not everything needs to be on social media, which is true. I mean, even great players like Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, when they have interactions with each other, they don't put it on social media. But when it comes to Ballon d'Or awards, you would hear Cristiano say, "Oh no, I had a chat with Mrs. Ninin," and people would be surprised about that. So not everything needs to be on social media.
And as the fans, stop thinking we know a lot, eh? Because that's our problem. Because like we haven't been there for the past 9 months. We weren't even there for the past three training sessions. But let them start A instead of B. Sila. We don't know much, and that's the truth. We know what's wanted from what they want us to know, and that's it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing good, but we think we know too much, and that's a problem.
And my thing is that I don't condone what's happening on social media in terms of inciting violence. You can't say if you see this particular person on the streets, Vanilla Shy. It's
Yeah, but
not for us to
that's why people get arrested. People about 12 about 25 years, But that's another thing, man. It's like if you don't go to a stadium, Zowu like if Parker himself is not like, yeah, but where now? Who are you, bruh? To be like when I see who like like I said, a lot of people are not social media trained, and
yeah,
in this day and age, social media can get you into a lot of trouble.
yeah,
And 'cause a lot of people really think it's abstract and it's there, and but yeah, it's like I told you, man. You will look at the comments on Facebook, you look at the comments on Twitter, you look at the comments, and it's like, yeah, man, ne?
yeah.
Siyasapota, ne? Sapota naman tayo sapotayo, ne? And you just
Do
move, man.
you,
It's one of those things, but there's a lot of silliness in this world, and we must just move and go forward with it. I mean, move and see shame over, because Sizokwata, dude. Even in daily lives, people cross the red light 24/7. We're not going to always scream and whatever, because it ends up chowing away at
yeah,
your great morning. So you just look at that comment and say, "I Batali."
yeah.
Uzombonaphi, because this person said midstream, or use Green Point. Am I making sense? Or this person is, come on, come on, come on.
It doesn't make sense, but I'm still want to stick on the topic of inciting violence.
You know?
Hey, abalandeli beKaizer Chiefs want to get banned from our stadiums, ne?
Man, number one, it's for me. Number one, sports one side. Sports one side. Teams not doing well. All teams go through ups and downs, but it's the same concept of Shisi Clinic.
Yeah,
It's the same concept of sharp. Go march to Naturena. Don't burn tires. Don't do nothing. Don't break nothing. Just go give me. You are tired. Or why are you breaking the stadium, man? Because now Super Sport. Oh, sorry about that. The channels have to shy away from showing the violence, because, and like, people are not getting press post-match
yeah,
interviews. Manje, it's a safety concern. Akusasemnandi. Manje, I'm just standing here. Something came from the top. I'm just a fan. Like, come on, man. For me, it's barbaric. It's barbaric,
yeah,
and Yamaha Shaman, we're taking 2 steps forward and 10 steps backwards, because if
yeah,
stuff are
definitely.
broken, things have to be fixed.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Now, for a team that's on the come up, what if they don't get fans, for I don't know how many games, like who's winning, like who, when we do this, who wins, like what, like, Busi, man, those guys even as young because at the end of the day, like, it's just like, what, like, I don't know, man. What do you say about this?
my situation is there's certain things that you can do to handle the situation or voice out your frustrations.
Huh?
And vandalism is not one of them, and violence is definitely not one
It's
of
a
them.
crime, man. Like, it's
So, I mean, I'd say hit them where it hurts the most in their pockets. Don't go to the stadiums, don't buy their merch, don't interact with them on social media. Do a silent boycott. You know, it's those little
yeah.
things like,
I,
and I
I, I,
mean,
sorry.
yeah, and I mean, people keep on saying that Kaizer Chiefs has the biggest fan base in South Africa, and let's use that to hurt the team where it hurts the most. Instead of doing these things that we're doing,
Stop
it's
coming to the
never made
stadium.
it.
let the away fans be there in Minani 15, or it's just one branch that's there, man. Stuff like that, because it hurts, man. It hurts. It hurts the brand, man. Because now if you had to search in SEOs and stuff, if you had to go into search Kaizer Chiefs,
Yeah.
boom, you're gonna get all of this, And Jace has been trying to work on rebranding in a sense,
Yeah.
other sponsors, other forms of media optimization, stuff like that,
Yeah.
And I think we also like understanding, but that's why I say we think we know, man. We think we know, and if you look at the seasons that have gone by, what has made what merits the fans to be like, no. But Chiefs is supposed to be doing what better, because ABC for the past 3 or 4 years we've been seeing the development, But these people have
Yeah.
just changed coaches now, and they just changed the game, Like
Yeah.
there's no rhythm, man, and I don't know if it's understanding or patience, or I don't know, but it's a short time a lot. Like I always say, a lot of my cheaters would laugh at me, because when my teams wouldn't do well, I would support, ne? But I'd be on leave
Yeah.
from them. I'd be on leave. I'll only check when
Yeah.
we do the final score, And that's
Yeah.
that. That's how I wouldn't go the next time at the stadium. Like, come on. I don't know. Busi. Angas. Abantu
And speaking of coach changing coaches, I mean, we've had 8 coaches
Pirates
in
went
the
through the
span.
same thing. Cheaper goes through the same thing.
But then the thing I would say about Ivan Koza and Pirates is been a snake.
That's why I'm saying we think we know, but if you understand football, like we said, we're in a very cool cat needs to credit me. We're in a very smudgy manje era now, man, and you
Yeah.
need to. You're all even the way Chiefs plays, they try, bayazama.
Yeah.
But it's not something we're used to, so we think we die. Like for instance, look how all the teams are playing from the back. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Look at goalkeepers need to be
Good with their
agile on both
feet.
feet now,
Yeah.
and that's what makes the team, like
Yeah.
it's normal. It's up, we're gonna kick, and the tall guy will shield the ball, hold it. We have a quick winger, give it to this one, Things have
Yeah.
changed, man. Like we have, like I said, we have Hotto in them who play 18 positions, not 18, but things are evolving, and we must, for something to stick, that the shepherding in process is not easy.
It's
But
not.
we never want to be here. We never want to be here. We never want to. Pirates comes from 6-1, bro. 6-0.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it comes from so far. But that's why now they always say, "Cry now and laugh later." That's what they used to make me pass school. I
Yeah.
remember parents used to say that. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm.
Yeah, no, man. I just think that this thing of changing coaches, Ilimaza, team. I said if we stuck with Gavin Hunt and we didn't get rid of him as quick as we did, we would be seeing something. Ephathekayo nge-Chiefs. Kevin Hunt was what me not ngiphethe esandleni, yabona. But then again, we too quick, trigger happy.
I don't know what happened there, but don't forget, didn't he get you guys to a final year, Kev, number one?
Exactly what
During a transfer ban, right? You saw what he did at Swallows. He got there the first season, it wasn't good. Super Sport, the same thing. He came back, Laisha. Went to Wits as well. The first season wasn't good. Wits win my league. Wits wins my M10-8. You see? And I don't know what happened to Chiefs, man, but it's like that. I don't know. You see, football's going to kill us. It's going to kill us.
it is, and then it was even what nalento le Sundowns manje ukuthi kancane kunama-cracks aqala ukuvela, but I suppose it's necessary for a team to be forced to rebuild.
Like I said, even a lot of people are like, no, Pep is. You need to even. Oh, I don't know, man. Like Sundowns, regardless of what's going on, I'm a cricket. I'm a shy.
Nah?
They shy the team. They if They just need a couple of more 3 points, like maybe a couple of more. I'm not even going to try to be a mathematician. They can win the league in record time again, you
They
know?
can, and
And
no one's
sorry,
gonna stop them.
exactly. And I need that's another thing of setting the bar so high because people don't understand when you take a dip to come up again, or when you're going through a dip because we want that plateau thingy. And I don't
Yeah,
know, man. For me, Sunderland's not doing too bad, bro. Look, they ASL, they're not doing bad. The players are playing always Ebafana as well. If you look at them losing in the cups, it's penalties, it's that. And you can't really
but
be like, hmm?
yeah, I
No,
don't
no.
think they set themselves out to go for penalties. I mean, I think their bar is so high that they say or they tell themselves as a team, guys, in 90 minutes, Saibo Palend. So when they faced Pirates, I could see Guti. It took them by surprise. Guti, labantu laba sithi siyabagqiba akenzeki. And it got to that point. It got to a point where okay, manje 90 minutes iphelile, okay, extra time manje iphelile, and they didn't actually mentally prepare themselves to go to penalties. I think that's how good their standard is. I don't know if guys, I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the plateau or that's the bar that they set themselves high up as. So when they have to go to penalty shootout, it just catches them off guard.
And that's a very valid point. Another thing is that there's so much footage of Sundowns playing. Like teams have become scholars of the game. Like legit,
Yeah,
there's so much video analysis that goes on these days, and there's so much. And if I can study players, and you know how this one plays or whatever, so everyone knows how Sundowns play. You won't have a different game plan for every game. You guys play like 1,000 games a season.
games. Yeah,
And in that there's family, there's rest, there's your media obligations, there's your contractual. People are tired, and overexposed, and so yeah, it's tough. That's what I'm saying. We imagine if the international window just cuts down, we will see
yeah,
better results. Because I remember Rulani came out and his guns blazing. He was mad, but there's
yeah,
nothing we can do. It's teams go through that, and teams need to go through that. Otherwise, you're going to wake up in 20, 30 years and go down. Because like Chiefs now, if Chiefs doesn't rebrand and get it right now, and the
yeah.
fans want a quick fix, jiggy jiggy, they're going to drop. Remember what happened to Abu Santos? They started doing this. You drop.
Kancane, yo, when
Cosmos, because there's no patience.
yeah,
So, and we don't want it to be a has been, making sense.
yeah,
So, I don't care if they become a has been, really. What I would say. And I remember Cheese broke my heart, bro. Remember that day I ended up in hospital, bro? I remember it
yeah,
was, we lost one, though. It was the striker came on, I think 2004. Lennon Bell was us. Musasa, because we had the
Musasa,
brother-in-law,
Kabamba
we had
Musasa,
Kabamba. I remember
yeah,
Kabamba score. It was around the 80th or 90th minute. Like it was very
yeah,
late in the game. He's just scored, and I woke up in hospital because I had gastro. But I remember, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that day in my life. That's when I was
yeah,
very young, and I remember with Tila, it was a football. So yeah,
yeah.
that's that.
Yeah, dude, it's the nature of the game, though. But I think that's why we love it as well because of the
So
thrust.
it is crazy. So it is crazy. I thought we fans. So it you get houses that are yellow. You get houses that are black and white. People don't speak to their friends and stuff. My leave is why, like there's a lot.
And me, because I've been papa, mina ngisheshe ngathenga amathikithi e-Chiefs ne-Pirates.
You
So
guys can beat Pirates 2-1. Derbies, I'm a smash it grab. You want 20 man.
just like that.
That's a derby for you, man. Or not 1-1. Simple. Game over. These derbies.
So I just told my heart, go say, hey guys, I'm going for the vibes. Whether
Huh?
iyadliwa, iyawina, and get love. I just also want to interact with fans. So if you guys are heading through to FNB Stadium on the 12th of November, let me know and maybe we can do a little meet up and chat about football. And yeah, It's gonna be fun.
and have a security team. No, Baba Shine and Must Cheese, you guys must have a SOS group now. So
Hey,
yeah,
Wenda.
Bruce. One thing
Yeah,
I'm saying here, you what's
yeah.
your most underrated starting 11 of all time?
So it's going to be a mixture
Yeah,
of
me too.
those.
Well, I was gonna say that, and mixture of leagues and everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for me now, if I go forward, a striker, I'd say Olivier Giroud.
Oh, Giroud. Okay. OG12.
Yes. And then Mangiti Eswini, this is gonna be midfield now. I would say Mohamed Abu Treka. I would
What's your
say
formation? What's your formation?
I'm playing 4-3-3.
Oh, you just gave me one striker. Okay, sure. 4-3-3. Okay.
Yeah, so what I'll do is I just want a singular striker available. I'm not gonna pay him as a center forward.
Well,
I
you're
want
gonna
an
put
out
the
and out striker.
cams. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then Ngizoti Muhammad Abu Treka, Ngizoti Gabi. I don't know
Yeah.
if you know him. He used to play for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Very injury prone. And then Ngizoti Onismo Baser.
Yo. Okay.
Yeah, and then Mangiti Emuva, Ngizothini, yo, centre back. It was very, 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 very underrated. I'm just trying to think now. I think for me, John Stones is underrated.
Sure. Sure. Okay. All right.
Yeah, and then the other centre back would be. This is going to be difficult. I'm just trying to think of an African. Mm. What position did
Mm,
Patrick Mario play?
I swim at the back, but Begakora na footy, so it was very diverse. It's
Yeah,
very
so
for me. It's very hard to pinpoint and say. But I remember he was in the defense. I remember he used to be number 21. I think 21, 90. I remember I've seen numbers like that in him. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, Patrick White's fine.
yeah, and then for goalkeeper, I would say Manip Josephs for me is very
Wow.
underrated.
Wow, that's my role model. Like I started goalkeeping because of Slim Cut winning choices. When you told me
Yeah,
Peter said, that's the first name I brought up about that team because I know they have the
yeah,
same. Yeah. So wow. Okay.
yeah. I
Hey,
think in South Africa and Africa in general, he's just been overlooked for about the likes of the late Senzo. I don't take away anything from Abo Senzo and Abo Kune and Abo Ronwen Williams, but I really think that he revolutionized goalkeeping. His confidence, the way he exuded himself, also his ability to foresee and make great passes. People overlook that.
and Munib, one thing I've always respected about him is that man throws more than he kicked.
Yeah,
He threw more than he kicked. Like Slim Cut, I from the days of Ajax, man. Like he was that goalkeeper who played with a cap, and adverts and at us, and he was just that guy. And another thing is we can see the passing
yeah,
communication. He's here. He's here.
yeah,
He's defense. He's defense. Even if he was very unorthodox because he used to scream and everything, but his
yeah.
defense knew that he could communicate well. Like it would be very rare for me to come out and not collect the ball or punch it or. And
So
he was very I almost say flamboyant because the way I tell a corner, like he's like rubbery, like he's very rubbery.
yeah,
He's very quick to get down, and he's not a small boy. And yeah,
yeah, most
I,
definitely.
like Munib is in my team. Is my first choice. Then obviously a guy like Colo Toure, your Lucas
Yeah,
Torre,
definitely. Yeah,
Lucas Wala, your Innocent Glazer, he didn't peak much. Then who else can I give it to? Okay, I'll come back to my defense. But then I know my strikers Thierry Henry is there and Oliver Giroud is there. My cam I'll put in Abu Robinho.
I think because he was crowded with controversy,
Yeah.
people. But you actually make a very good point there.
Then I'll have a Rubinho. Then a lot of people don't know Kleb and Robert Pires. I would have I'd
Yeah,
have to be up there.
yeah,
Says Fabregas, I'd love to have him
definitely.
there. I'd have Says there, and Jack Wilshere didn't reach his full potential. So and and obviously David Beckham from a free kick. David Beckham was still equally, and I
Yeah, I
still
would.
wonder,
Yeah, no, carry
right?
on.
And I still wonder
No,
what
carry
happened
on.
to the likes of more excellent Dwalaza, like with
Fall
Dennis
from
Lotto.
grace.
Dennis Lotto would be on my bench, I
Yeah.
have guys like that. Leslie would be on the bench as well. There's a lot, man. 11, yeah, there's a lot, man. You take me back to the
Uh,
thing.
I'd I'd also put Adriano, the striker, Brazilian striker.
The player on the plate for Inter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
guy can
yeah,
kick.
yeah.
That guy could kick a ball.
And then I'd also add Dirk Kuyt. He could play either as a,
Liverpool, number
yeah,
18.
yeah, he could play on the wing or in central. So
I
to have a
remember.
player like him, he's very diverse. I like diverse players.
It's Manje Manje.
Yeah,
It's Manje
definitely.
Manje. Who else? I think I didn't get back to my defense, but my defense. Ricardo Carvalho.
He was highly rated for me because maybe I watched Italian football.
Huh?
He was highly rated.
For me, like he wasn't put where he was supposed to be put.
Yeah,
And that's why I say, what? I remember that. I remember that. Obviously, my second choice goalkeeper would be like a Fabian Barthez, but we're not going to give him to the bench.
yeah. But then keeping up with the game, I hope that you guys have a wonderful day ahead. I hope that the Springboks win.
I even need a
Uh,
refill boost.
what's wrong?
I even need a refill. You prep for the game. I need a refill.
I'm not even going to do that to myself. I want to watch the game as clear headed as possible so that I don't make up any imaginary scenarios in my head. And if it's
Oh.
Yadliwa, right?
What the hell, hi? You cannot say hi. You cannot say hi. These guys are carrying the country. I promise you, dude. Taxis have South African flags on. Buses. The airline that's sponsoring them. They're going even bigger.
Yeah,
It's a big thing, man. It's really huge, man. Like if you step outside now, I can hear Hooters number Vuvuzela. And I'm all the way in Potch, and the fan park is really vibing down there. It's just a
yeah,
great day, man, just to be South African and just to soak
definitely.
everything in. And what I can say, we're gonna meet a lot of people. We're gonna meet a lot of people. Diverse people around, taking time to say hi and each other because at the end of the day, we're South African here for a convo and sports is life and sports is love. That's it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think I lost you there for a second, but yeah, in keeping with the spirits,
Oh,
like we
it's load shedding.
oh, is it load shedding in your part?
No, I'm joking. It's load shedding via network. No, it should be good
Oh,
now.
okay. Yeah, like in keeping with the spirit of everything that's happening, like we said, just do everything responsibly and let's respect one another. And yeah, man, the Springboks have done so well to bring us this far and unite us as a
We in a
nation.
final, like you said, sorry, Theo, like you've said, they've set the bar so high. They're in a final,
Yeah,
they're in a final. We're only looking at the trophy, so yeah.
yeah. And that's the thing about the Springboks. We put them so high and we know that the boys can actually come home and pull through. And yeah, I hope nje ukuthi bayibuyise ekhaya le trophy lena.
Oh man, guys like Kwaka, man, guys like Faf, Ox, Trevor, Bongi, Sia, Cheslin, the boys, man, Ergia, man. The boys must just bring it home, man. The guys on the bench as well. A lot of people don't give them credit, but it's gonna be a big day, man. I saw Malcolm Marx arrive yesterday in France. I saw Mapimpi
Mampimpi
also
as well.
arrive.
Yeah.
So man, these guys are carrying. I remember player 23. We South
Yeah.
Africa player 23.
Yeah.
And yeah, I respect them, man. They must flip and go for it, man. And they moet het terugbring. And yeah, that's that.
And I also hope that the referee won't be against us as well in this final.
He's a professional, but he is a professional.
Okay,
He's a
Zidi. But
professional.
anyways, yeah, I
He's
hope
a,
you guys keep safe.
Okay? Be safety. Love one another.
Yeah.
Boos, I'll catch
And
you.
tomorrow, yeah, to
I'll
do a
catch you.
recap.
I'll catch you tomorrow. I'll catch you
Thank you
tomorrow
guys for
morning.
watching
All
so
right.
much.
Full time. Oh, thank you so much. You guys are phenomenal. So 26:30, like I say, legit. It looks very familiar, that scoreline. And I really hope it doesn't come out like that. But legit, if it
Yeah.
does, I send me back to you. Hey, remember that, because it looks very familiar and it's very possible.
Yeah, definitely. But
So please
anyways,
also please follow me on my Instagram at Die Groot Kanon. Then yeah, because I know you know what you're talking about. I like that.
definitely. And thank you so much, guys, for watching and keeping in touch. And like we said, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, top stuff. Kosi Sigeleli, Africa. IG,
Let's
yeah,
go.
Cater.
Boca!
180. Cheers.
Bye.